Do you hear me? Do you see what I am saying? What's up? It's your boy Donnie C, and I'm back after a small hiatus. YouTube videos, there's a lot going on in life. I had to move. So you know that is definitely a stressor in life, and especially with everything going on during COVID, it was a very stressful move. With that being said, child, I made sure I did not miss the last episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta and that reunion, and I'm very glad I did because, child, they got into some things in my Nicki Minaj voice. We dogged each other! So I'm here to review the reunion and to let y'all know what happened and my thoughts and views and viewpoints on it all, honey. So the reunion starts out with Porsha and the girls, because that's what I call the show, Porsha and the girls. But actually, they all got introduced, and Porsha had a crown on again. This is her second time wearing a crown to a reunion, and Andy, being the shady man that he is, said that, well, he asked Kenya if she felt like Porsha's crown compared to hers. And Kenya said, you know, well, when you buy it, it's a little different than earning it. And Porsha was like, at least it's not dusty, period. Do you hear me? Do you see what I am saying? Nice little cute little read that she gave her. But in the beginning of the episode, they had everybody's alter egos. There was Nene versus Nene, Cynthia versus 50 Cent, Kenya versus Ken, and Candy versus Saltbath. But is it me, or should Porsha come up with an alter ego for her as well? Because Porsha, when she's reading, and Porsha has learned to read, okay? Because Porsha did not know how to read when she first came on Housewives. The best read she had was, "You're a slut from the 90s, and bye, Ashy." Girl, them titties is age hands. They social distancing. But we need Porsha to come up with an alter ego when she's reading or when she's tipsy. You know, I need Porsha to come up with something because everybody has something, it seems like, but Porsha's night and day with some of her personality traits as well. So we need her to get into something. What would be a good name for Porsha? Maybe Porsche. Porsche and Porsha. So very early on in the episode, Kenya and Nene get into it. We all know it was to be expected. We all knew it was coming. We all knew it was happening, child. So they get into it very early on, and the question is brought up of who Nene prefers, Kenya or Ken. And Nene was expressing that she actually likes Ken because Ken know when to shut the fuck up. And Kenya was offended, and somewhere in their disagreement, Kenya says, well, pick one of your different multi-personalities. Nene had me cracking up when she's like, pick one of your different multi-personalities. Her face and the way she draws shit out, it be cracking me up. That was definitely a key. So Kenya and Mark's relationship was brought up in the validity of it. They obviously were able, well, she was able to prove that they actually are married. I don't agree with Kenya often, but I do agree when she said that, you know, even though she's a strong woman, she tends to not argue and fight with people closer to her as opposed to people that she doesn't care about. And I know a lot of people said that's backwards. You should fight harder for the people that you're closer to than the people you don't know. But I actually agree with Kenya in that aspect because it's very hard for me personally to argue or fight with someone that I know and love. I don't like arguing with my best friends. I don't like arguing with my siblings. I don't like arguing with my mother. I don't like arguing with people that are close to me. It takes a lot. And then when I get there, I'm gonna get there now. We dogged each other, but it's gonna take a little bit for me to get there. So with somebody I don't know, I cuss them out in 2.3 seconds. Bitch, what the fuck you say, bitch? I'm gonna knock your head off your goddamn shoulders. You got me fucked up. I will very quickly take what my mama did out on you if I don't know you. So, I agree with Kenya in that aspect. I don't understand. To me, it's crazy that people think that's backwards because when you care about somebody, my thing is you're protecting their feelings. And Kenya is a lot like me as far as like, I will go low down in the gutter. Okay, if I'm arguing with somebody, it nothing off limits. Bitch, you done made me mad. It's nothing I won't say. And I don't like doing that, obviously, to people I love. So I feel like she's the same, and I understand completely why she would be like, I don't want to argue with you because I will take you out. I will hurt your feelings. I will get under your skin. Skin you more. Another great part of the reunion to me was when Nene was reading Eva. Now, Nene did admit that her reads were written down. I don't like when people write down reads. Although sometimes I do think of reads in my head before a situation happens, like if this bitch try it, I'm gonna say something about this big ass purple t-shirt, call this bitch Bernie. You know what I'm saying? I do things like that, but to write it down, to take the time and energy to write down, like to have it that well thought out, to me, it takes away from the read, because read's supposed to be quick on your feet. A read is something that just comes off the top of your head. You're not supposed to be writing reads down. But when she told Eva last time she was on top, was top model, I gagged. Do you hear me? Do you see what I am saying? I also gagged when she said you was licking bottoms to stay on top. Child. That was hilarious. But Nene was definitely giving the business to Eva, but I will say that Kenya ended up giving the business to Nene when she said, I don't know if it's a Housewives reunion or an episode of White Chicks, I don't know what it is, looking at Nene. I said, child, she is over there looking a little like a white woman, aged old white woman. She was over there looking quite pale. I don't know who did the makeup, but you know, Nene has never been that girl when it comes to makeup, hair, outfit, everything on fleek. Nene has always had something off. Usually it's her hair, but sometimes it's her makeup, and sometimes it be the outfit, because she's a very much so white t-shirt and blue jeans type of girl with a cute little heel. And that's fashion? Jargon. Do you hear me? Do you see what I am saying? So now we get to the funniest part of the reunion to me. The reunion was 2 days ago, and I am still gagging and laughing at, girl, your titties is social distancing. Girl, them titties is age hens, they social distancing. She told that girl, do you realize that she told that girl her titties is 6 feet apart? Portia had the best reads the whole night. Portia was reading them down, okay? Portia was giving a read. Every time Portia was in a scene, it was a read. Do you want to stop talking about this? You want to get faced? Like, when she did that, I was dead to the bed. Portia definitely, I don't know if she went to Phaedra's class of reading and shade, or what, but Portia was the reunion. Portia definitely was the most entertaining. I don't like Kenya, but I have to give credit where credit is due. Portia, Kenya, and Nene carried the reunion on their back. You take the three of them out, it was a doozy. But it was definitely Portia who was the main star. She was the Beyonce of the trio. Like, she's like, bitch, I'm here. Now, this topic is a little bit more serious, so I do want to say what I have to say in this aspect. There were a lot of problematic things that happened on the reunion, down to futurism, colorism, things of that nature. But what bothered me the most was when Nene said, this is what we not finna do, and Kenya made fun of her and said, this is what we not fitting to do. As if to imply that Nene doesn't know how to speak because she said the word finna or fitting to. And as black people, that's actually kind of like a little bit of self-hatred, if you ask me. As black people, we have evolved so much as a person that we have grown into what's called African American English vernacular, which most of us refer to as ebonics or slang. And fitna or fintu is definitely a word that we all use in our everyday lives, and it doesn't make you uneducated, it doesn't make you stupid to use African American English vernacular. We all use it. We gonna do what we finna do, and you know, she stay, she's steady. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are phrases and words that we use, and it's a different dialect. And obviously we know how to code switch and turn it on and off. If I'm going to an interview, I'm not finna say what I'm finna do. I'm gonna say what I was going to do was, and I'm gonna speak to that white person in a language that would make me sound intelligent and make me sound educated, but also convey my point that I'm trying to get across. But I did not like when Kenya made fun of Nene speaking that, because that is a non-formal environment, so there was no reason for Nene to try to put herself in a space where she had to speak correct English, because who really speaks correct English all the time? It was a dig at her intelligence, and I don't care if you think Nene is intelligent or not, and I'm not even going to give my opinion on where I lay on that spectrum, but for Kenya to do that to me was fucked up. And Kenya, you're so educated, but yet you married a man who doesn't love you. You're so smart, but you stay with a man who doesn't show you that he cares, who told you and treated you like shit on TV for everyone to see, for all of us to see and judge. But you're so smart. Right. Do you hear me? Do you see what I am saying? Child, then we get into Portia's baby drama, child. Eva was down to the, what was they at? I think they was at like a clothing store. Down to the clothing store talking shit about Portia baby, child. Talking about some, that's Dennis what about. And Portia was offended. And I understand why she was offended, but also it's kind of contradictory for her to be offended. And don't get me wrong, Portia's my fave, okay? So this is definitely coming from an objective standpoint. But like, she said she looked like her daddy with a bow. PJ does look like Dennis. I think what upset Portia is that nobody has ever said Dennis was attractive. Nah, child, nah. You look at Dennis, ain't ugly. He ain't like ooh, but he ain't cute. So when she said that her baby looked like Dennis with a bow, she was basically trying to call that baby ugly. Okay, and Portia caught the read, as she should, and she was offended. And I don't blame her. And Eva needs to own her shade. That's what will make Eva more likable. Like, girl, stop denying that it was shade. Just say, girl, I gave you a good read. And we dogged each other. That would make it, because that's what, I don't like Kenya at all. But that's what Kenya does. She owns her shit. You gotta own your shit. Well, own your shade, should I say, because Kenya don't take accountability for a lot of other shit. But at the very least, that woman owns her shade. Child, really quickly, when Portia told Eva, I will virtually kick your ass, I died. So the girls expressed their irritation with Portia saying, it's been so hard without you, and how they felt like that was fake. I don't think it was fake, and I feel like in this group, in life, period, people need to stop acting like you ain't never got into it with somebody and talk so much shit just to get back cool with them. And I feel like a lot of us, we fake like we tougher than we are. It's like, oh, fuck that bitch. I don't need that bitch. That bitch better do. And then when they come back around and y'all make up, you be like, I'm so happy you back in my life. Because, girl, it was so hard. I didn't know how. I mean, who hasn't been through that? I know I have. I have cussed people clean the fuck out. Said I could give less of a fuck if they was a part of my life. Ever again. And then when we made up, I was like, girl, you don't know, I was trying so hard to be tough, honey, but child, I really needed you in my life and I really missed your presence and you really like made an impact on my life. So let's not act like we are not guilty of that. I don't know about y'all, but I have done it before, so I don't know why they're giving her such a hard time. Plus, the way that this group break up to make up, everybody in the group has had shit, child, half of y'all done fought each other. And our friends, like, what is, I don't understand why they're giving Portia and Nene such a hard time. Because they know they the threats. They the one. Because, to be honest, Portia has been carrying, until this season, Portia was carrying the show. Season 8, 9, 10, and 11, Portia carried. Okay, she getting a break on season 12, but Portia and Nene really carried the show this year. And in my opinion, if they were not on the show, what would we be watching? The only thing we would have would be the cookie lady in Kenya, and that would be the best drama that we have. And you want to get together on a reunion and discuss that? Like, they carry the show, so appreciate Portia. Nene grew on me since last year. I was not a fan last year. Portia is my favorite, so of course, naturally, when Portia started mending her relationship with Nene, it made it easier for me to accept Nene back in the group. But definitely those two carried the show. They might as well leave Cynthia ass out. She brings... Do you hear me? Do you see what I am saying? The last thing I want to talk about is, speaking of Portia and Nene, like, saving the show, was it me or was Portia giving, like, Nene vibes? Do you hear me? Do you see what I am saying? Let's talk about something that matters. There was another one that Portia gave. Damn, I can't remember. But Portia was giving Nene, you know, like when Nene told Candy, we see each other, or we dogged each other. Like, I don't know, just the inflections in the voice gave me Nene vibes. It's like she took a baby Nene class or something to help her with her reads and stuff. Cause when she told Eva she looked like a thumb with lips, I died. I don't think Eva was ready for the reads Portia was giving. Portia carried that reunion, child. Most definitely. We dogged each other. But that is my review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 1. Definitely gonna do a part 2. Don't you fret. But I'm definitely gonna do a part 2 and get y'all caught up on that as well. Give my opinion on that. I cannot wait to do so. It comes on today. I'm a week late doing the first part, but it comes on, actually, I'm saying today, it comes on in like an hour, less than an hour. So the Real Housewives of Atlanta part 2 reunion comes on in less than an hour. I will be reviewing that later. But until then, I hope you're entertained by this. I'll talk to you later. It's Donnie C. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Girl, them titties is age hens. They social distancing.